Okay, this will be a 170 Q&A. Here we go. Please state your name and your age. My name is Neil Richardson, and I am 47. Mr. Richardson, you don't have an attorney present at this deposition, so let me advise you that if you don't understand any question, you should tell me. I'll be happy to rephrase it. All right. Are you married, Mr. Richardson? Yes, I have been married for 19 years. What is your address? 1542 Greenwood Lane. How far did you go in school? High school and some college courses. How far did you go in college? I have accumulated 40 some odd credits. What is your occupation? I am a real estate salesperson. Are you now licensed in this state to sell real estate? Yes, I am. I re- I understand, however, that you are not a licensed broker. That is correct. I am not a broker. In your capacity as a real estate salesperson, have you ever been reprimanded by the state board? No, I have not. Were there ever any disciplinary hearings involving your license? Not to my knowledge. If there were, I'm sure I would know about them. All right. You know that this litigation involves the people who used to be your neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Strong. Yes, I'm aware of that. Were they neighbors of yours when you first purchased your own property? No, our house was the first one in the subdivision. All the other homes were built after ours. All right. So the first occasion you had to meet Mr. and Mrs. Strong was when they moved into their house. That's correct. Do you remember about when that was? Approximately 7 years ago. Were you friendly neighbors? Yes, sir. Outside of any discussion in the backyard, did you socialize with them? We would get together occasionally for a card game or something. Did you know at that time what Mr. Strong did for a living? He did not work. He said that he was getting disability checks every month from the Social Security Administration. I see. Do you know what Mrs. Strong did? She was a hostess in one of the downtown supper clubs. Did Mr. and Mrs. Strong know what your occupation was? They knew that I was a real estate salesperson, yes. Were you aware about 2 years ago that Mr. and Mrs. Strong intended to sell their house? They had talked about it occasionally. To you? To me, yes. What was the nature of the conversation that they had with you? They talked about the sale price. Did you or they ask you for your opinion? Indirectly, yes. It was just in casual conversation. Did you give them an opinion? An informal one. I did not appraise the property. Well, I just want to be clear on this. Did you engage in a conversation with them about the fact that they wanted to sell their property? He mentioned it during a conversation. Did he approach you and tell you that he was thinking about selling his property? No, the subject just came up in a conversation. Did he ask you for an opinion about what he might get for his property? I don't remember. Did you volunteer an opinion regarding what he might get? No, I did not. Did he ask you to prepare a listing contract? No, he did not. Did you offer to list the property for him? I conveyed the message that if he wanted to sell the property, I would work with him. Did you say anything else to him? I told him about some of his responsibilities, such as filling out a report regarding the condition of the house. I explained that he would have to be very honest about it. What was his response? I don't remember. Were you concerned about his honesty? No, I was not concerned. I tell that to all my potential clients. Did you know of anything in particular that might have caused him to have a problem with a condition report? I knew that his roof leaked. How did you become aware of that condition? He told me about it in a conversation. Were you aware of any other condition? He had a problem with the kitchen floor. Did he hire a carpenter to repair the kitchen floor? Yes, he did. But even I wouldn't accept the repair job. It was terrible. I want you to elaborate on this leaky roof. Did Mr. Strong provide you any details about this condition? He told me his light fixture in the dining room used to fill up with water. He showed me the stains on the ceiling. In any of your conversations with Mr. Strong, did he say whether the roof had been repaired? He didn't say. Were there any other abnormalities that you were concerned about? There was standing water on his property in the backyard. I don't understand what you mean by standing water. There was a drainage problem when he had his swimming pool installed. All right, but I still don't understand what you mean by standing water. Right after it rained, you could observe puddles of water. If you walked in the area, you would sink up to your ankles. About how long would that condition last after a rain? He always complained about it and he would bring in dirt. Approximately how long would it last? I don't know. Would you explain once more what your definition of standing water is? It's where you can see water on the ground after a rain. Yes, sir. For how long? With normal evaporation one day. And exactly where was that standing water? Primarily around the swimming pool. Was that after it rained? After a rainfall, yes. Did you observe water around the swimming pool at any other time? No, I didn't. Was there a deck around the swimming pool? There was a small deck. It was approximately 6 by 4. Was it a solid deck? It was open underneath. You could see underneath. Is it possible that the water around the pool could have emanated from the pool itself? It's possible. I find it interesting that you even made these observations. Did you look in the backyard after every rainfall? Of course not. Did you have a problem in your own backyard after it rained? I do have standing water along the property line after it rains. What about the house on the opposite side? He had some standing water too. The city engineer is the person who decided what the grade should be. Our house is substantially higher than the others. So is it correct that any house below that first one would have a lot of standing water?